Hello everyone, welcome back to another video in the React.js series. In this video, we are going to discuss about how we are going to create a component and how to use that component in the application. In the last video, we were discussed about components, what is component, what are all the types of component available and those things. Now, we are going to create a component programmatically and make use of that component in the application. Keep in mind, whatever the React component that I'm going to create, that is function based component. As I said in the last class, we are not going to focus anything on the class component. So let's get started and jump on to creating a new component. Before that, if you haven't subscribed to this YouTube channel, please do consider subscribing to this YouTube channel. And we have started a very good React series, and that's focusing mainly on the beginner friendly. Hope this is good to everyone. We can get started with the session. So let me go into the source directory, and if you want, you can create a new directory called component, and then you can create a new file, and that depends upon what the component is all about. In my case, I'm just going to create a dummy component first of all. So let me create a file within the components directory. The file name could be anything. In my case, I'm going to keep that as a button.js. So button.js. You can keep JSX or button.js. That shouldn't be an issue at all. That's quite good. I'm creating a file. So now the file is empty. I'm going to create a function. This is going to be an arrow function. If you are not aware what the arrow function is, that's a type of function available in JavaScript. The syntax should be like constant button. Button is the name of the component. I'm just maintaining it, and then I'm having a function. This is the function component, so I created a function. If you are not aware of arrow function syntax, this is how it should be. This arrow, and this is going to be the parenthesis, and here I'm having a curly braces. This is a syntax. So I created one anonymous function and stored in the variable button. This is going to be the arrow function. Next, export default button. Okay, so that any other file can import the button component and make use of that. What does this button component going to return? That we can return right within this. So let's have a return statement. Okay, and then I'm having a button, just the plain HTML button, nothing apart from that. Let's say a register. That's it. I'm not writing any CSS. I'm not writing anything. I'm just the plain component. That's all. So now I have a component. The component is a return button, and I'm exporting that component by default. That's it. I'm not doing anything else. Now I'm going to make use of this button component. How should I do? Let me get into app.js. Within this division section, within this division, let me open another section. Let's say example section. Okay, within this section, I wanted to use the button component. What is the name? Button. So let's open button. You can see, right? This is how you have to use the button. So if you look at it here, I'm importing button. You can see I'm exporting button. So I'm importing button from where I'm exporting it, from where I'm importing it. So that is nothing but within the directory of component. Why I'm having single dot /? Because I'm having a app.js, where I'm having app.js in the same directory, I'm having a components directory. So from my current directory, I'm asking it to get into components directory and then try to access button.js file, and you can see the file is here. So from that file, import button component. Once it is imported, I can access it, and I have imported it. This syntax is fine, or else you can have something like this. Button, close, and you will be having something like this. We don't need this as of now, so let me remove that. Okay, both syntax is fine, but usually we will not use this syntax. Now let me get back to the screen, and you can see I got a register button. The button doesn't going to do anything. I'm just explaining how you can create a component. Now, how does this button click event will work? That we are going to do next. So let me get back to the button component. Whenever someone click on this register button, I just wanted to say registered successfully. Nothing apart from that, that's all. So let's have on click event. In this event, I wanted to have alert registration successful. Okay. Likewise, I'll be having something. So this is the alert method and this accepts a function. This is again an arrow function. Okay, this arrow function have a alert method. This supposed to get executed. The spelling is not right. So let me correct it out. Registration successful. Okay, so let me get back to the browser screen and see I'm having a registration successful. Okay. I'm refreshing it. I'm refreshing the page and then you can say I'm having a button. I'm just clicking on it. You can say I'm getting a OK. So why does that happen? Because I'm having a click handler. This click handler accepts a function and that function returns me an alert statement and that statement executes. This is one way of writing a click event, but in usual cases we will not have one line syntax. If you are having one line syntax, this is fine. If you are having a lot of line to do so, in that case, lot of instruction that's supposed to get executed when you click on a button, in that case, we will create a separate function, constant click handler. This is again going to be the arrow function. This function going to execute a specific instruction. First and foremost, what I do is I am going to print something in the console.log saying the button got clicked. That's it. This is the first statement. Second statement is alert button got clicked. The same thing, so that it become easy for me, right? So copy paste. This work is completed. Now I don't need this part. Let me comment this line so that we don't have to get confused. So you can refer both the things. Okay. Now I'll be passing click handler method name here. Now, if I get back to the screen, let me open the inspect element, get into the console screen, and you can see the console screen is clear as of now. I'm refreshing it. You don't have to manually refresh, that will be automatically handled, but for the sake of example, I'm just referring it. Okay. Next thing is I'm clicking on a register button. You can see the button got clicked, printed in the console screen, as well as I got an alert message. Okay. That's how this thing is working. Now we know how you can handle a button click event within the component. Okay. Next thing is how I can customize this functionality. Example, throughout my application, I wanted to have a single design for a button. Of course, I can have that button component created like this. But how will I able to have a different functionality, different scenarios? That's where the props comes into the picture. We will be discussing about props in the next video. In this video, that's all about the content. Yeah. Let me reiterate whatever we discussed in this video. We created a new component called button, and we created a HTML button, and then we populated on the screen. We wanted to have some kind of functionality on the button, so we just created one event called onClick. In that event, it will execute a function, and that function gives me a alert statement stating that the registration was successful. Even though we haven't handled any other functionality, we just shown an alert message. That's it. Next thing is another way of handling a function. I'm having an onClick event. This onClick event internally execute or call this click handler function. I created one click handler function. Keep in mind I'm having this click handler function within button component. Okay, keep that in mind. The function, whatever the function you are creating, that's supposed to be outside a return statement, but that must be present within the button component. Okay, so I'm having a function. This function will get executed when user clicks on the button. So this is how you need to handle events in function or in component. Okay, I hope this is clear. We will be discussing about props in the next video. Till then, bye. Take care.